So, you did it. You actually did it. All that learning, the late-night projects, the nerve-wracking interviews, all of it. It paid off. You landed your first Python job. And you know what? That's awesome. You should be incredibly proud. But I've got to let you in on a little secret, one that really separates a good career from a great one. This isn't the finish line.
Seriously, let that sink in for a second. Your first Python job isn't the finish line. It's the starting line. Everything you've done up to this point, that was just the qualifier. That was just to get you on the track. Now the real race begins. So let's dive in and figure out exactly what you should be focusing on now that you're in the game.
All right, first things first. The absolute most important thing you have to do right now is shift your entire mindset. I'm serious. The strategy that got you this job, well, it's not the same one that's going to get you to the next level. We're talking about a whole new game plan here, moving from a short-term goal to a long-term journey.
And this really breaks it down, right? Getting the job, that felt like the destination. It was this huge, single win you were aiming for. But building a career, that's totally different. You've got to see that win as just the starting point for this continuous process of growth. It is, and you've heard this before, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Okay, so you've got this new mindset. Great. But what do you actually do? Like, what does this look like on a Monday morning? Well, your first year, those first 12 months, are absolutely critical. They're for building the foundation that the rest of your entire career is going to stand on. So let's get concrete and look at the three main pillars you need to focus on.
Think of this as your new curriculum, your new syllabus. And listen, for now, I want you to forget about job hopping for a small pay bump. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to chase skills, to really truly master what professional code looks and feels like, and to double down on those core CS fundamentals that, let's be honest, a lot of people let slide once they get hired.
And this is so crucial to understand. In your first year, your growth matters way more than your pay. The skills you soak up right now, they're going to compound over your entire career. It's like investing. The return you'll get from these skills in 5 or 10 years will dwarf any small salary bump you could chase today. You're basically investing in your future self, and the payoff is huge.
So what does chasing skills actually mean? It's not about just grabbing another framework to slap onto your resume. No, it's about mastering the craft of software development. We're talking about things like code quality, clean architecture, getting really good at debugging. It's about writing code that other humans can actually read and understand, and learning how to work as a team. This is the real core of professional engineering.
And let's be real for a second. The code you wrote for your school projects or your portfolio, it was probably pretty clean, small, self-contained. Well, welcome to the real world. Professional codebases are a different beast entirely. They're bigger, often way messier, and they're always collaborative. Just learning to navigate this new environment is a massive skill in itself.
Yeah, your Python skills are just one piece of a much larger puzzle now. You're going to be dealing with legacy code, stuff written years before you even started. You'll be submitting your work through pull requests, getting code reviews from senior developers, tracking issues, the whole 9 yards. Your goal is to become fluent in this entire workflow. Watch what the senior devs do, read their code, ask smart questions. You know, it's super easy to get laser-focused on the specific frameworks or libraries your company is using right now. But you have to remember, those tools will change. They always do. Your deep, core understanding of computer science fundamentals, that's what builds long-term value. It's the foundation that lets you pick up any new tool or framework down the road.
So here's your checklist for that long-term growth. Ask yourself honestly, are you really comfortable with data structures and when to use each one? Can you look at an algorithm and analyze its efficiency? Do you actually get object-oriented principles or just kind of go through the motions? Don't let these core skills get rusty. You have to actively work to keep them sharp.
All right, so let's say you've spent that first year really building a rock-solid foundation. Awesome. Now it's time to start thinking about the next chapter, which is all about moving from being a generalist to becoming a specialist. This, right here, is how you seriously level up your impact and, frankly, your value in the market.
So, after about 6 to 12 months on the job, this is the question you really need to start asking yourself. You've learned the ropes, you're contributing to the team, you're not the new person anymore. So, what's next? Where do you want to steer this ship? It's time to stop just going with the flow and start being intentional.
Look, don't stay a generic developer forever. Being a Python developer is a great start. It's valuable.
But being a Python backend engineer who specializes in scalable microservices, or a data engineer who's an expert at building reliable ETL pipelines, that's a whole different level. It's way more impactful and way more in demand. Specialization is your express ticket out of the junior ranks.
And here are some of the big paths you can go down. Take a look and really think about it. What parts of your job do you actually enjoy the most? Do you get a kick out of building APIs and making systems talk to each other? Then backend engineering might be for you. Are you fascinated by how to move and process huge amounts of data? Hello, data engineering. This is your chance to really start aligning what you do for a living with what you actually find interesting.
And remember, your learning isn't confined to your 9 to 5. Not at all. Your day job is absolutely fantastic for getting that real-world experience, collaboration skills, and deep domain knowledge. But your side projects? That's your playground. That's where you get to be creative, mess around with brand new frameworks, and chase those bold ideas that might be too risky for work. Whatever you do, don't stop building on your own time.
Okay, listen up, because this is a career-defining truth right here. Technical skill gets you hired, communication gets you promoted. Your ability to write clean Python code got you in the door, for sure, but it's your ability to write clear documentation, to explain a complex idea to someone who's not a programmer, to really collaborate with your team, that is what's going to get you promoted.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second for a quick but really crucial section. We've talked a lot about what to do, but sometimes knowing what not to do is even more important. It can literally save you from years of career stagnation. So let's quickly run through some of the biggest pitfalls to avoid.
All right, let's hit these fast because every single one is a trap. Avoid becoming comfortable too soon. That's the silent killer of growth. Avoid stopping your personal learning. If you do, your skills are tied to one company's tech stack, and that's a risky bet. Don't ignore your fundamentals. It's like building on sand. Stop comparing salaries constantly. It's a recipe for being miserable. Just focus on your own growth. And finally, please avoid burning out. This is a long game. Find a pace you can sustain.
Okay, let's pull back and zoom out for the big picture here. All of this stuff we've been talking about, building that solid foundation, specializing your skills, avoiding those common pitfalls, it's all about one thing: playing the long game. It's about having an actual vision for where you want to go.
So I want you to seriously ask yourself this question. Where do you want to be in 3 years? Not just vaguely better, but specifically. Do you see yourself as a senior developer, a tech lead, an expert in machine learning? Get specific. Define that goal. Because once you know the destination, you can work backward and figure out the exact steps you need to take to get there. And suddenly, your daily work has a much deeper purpose. Look, getting this first job is an amazing achievement, but it really is just the beginning. The real key to a long, fulfilling career is to hold on to that same hunger and curiosity that got you here in the first place. So stay curious. Stay humble enough to know you don't know everything, and please, keep building.
And this is the final thought I really want to leave you with. At the end of the day, the difference between an average developer and an exceptional one is actually pretty simple. It's not about these lightning bolt moments of genius. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, year after year, and just putting in the work to get a little bit better. That is the real path from your very first job to an incredible career.